What's your perspective?
I'm conservative. I think I changed. I used to be cool with like the whole try it before you buy it thing.
That's what it is, man.
Just see, let me assess my risk of investment. All right. How should we start this? Okay, so how long have we known each other?
I think we've known each other at least like 14-ish years, 14 years, something like that.
All right, 1 second.
And it's been a while.
My light turned off. My bad. Okay, let's go back. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to how did we meet again?
We first met through, what's it called? A Step Forward?
Was it ASF?
ASF, yeah.
Yeah, dude, didn't you have like long hair?
Yeah, I had long hair. And then ASF, I met you, Marlon, and Bernie, a few other guys. But yeah, so 14 years, and then we met up because we actually ended up going to Santa Cruz and living at Oaks College.
Yep, so. Oaks. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember when I first saw you, I was like, did you even surf? Like, I thought you were like a surfer, or like a.
No, I don't know. I think people could thought of that, but it's probably the long hair. But
then when we actually went to school, you cut your hair already, right? I think you did.
No. I cut it later on because I do remember having pictures a little bit.
Oh,
but
have you seen my hair yet?
No, dude, your hair's long, dude. I saw it tied up, so so it's definitely
long. You didn't have it that long, huh?
Not enough to make it a bun.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to go back to start like talking about like Santa Cruz and stuff is so there's this game that I was like playing. It's called We're Not Really Strangers, and there's like 3 levels to it. So the first level is perception. So the first part of the game is getting an idea of how people perceived you. So I was kind of like trying to talk about that for a second, like, this was my first impression of you. I want you to tell me, like, what was your first impression of me, if you can remember.
I thought you were like hella into hip hop, I think, just because you're like, and basketball, because your dress wear. First met you, and then like kind of a party animal. I know, like, for the first year, we didn't live together. You lived like on the other end of the college, of where we were. But I was like, Chris must be a party guy, man.
Because I wasn't hanging out with you, or
like off the bat, I thought you were like first impression. That's why I didn't really know you. Like
that was probably like the
like
farthest.
You definitely seem like a guy from SF. Like SF kind of has like their kind of
swag
style and stuff. Yeah. And then
I don't know if that still exists. Well, actually, no. I think kids around here. There's you have your preppy kids, and then you still have those kids that are pretty good. I feel like I was in the middle. Like,
that like
I could rock a polo, but I could also like wear a hat and like saggy jeans and stuff like that.
Well, I know, like, when we first met, it was like that, but pretty chill, kind of calm, relaxed guy.
Dude, that doesn't make any sense, though.
I think you're like more. I thought you were more like. No. Like later on when I got to know you, I was like, oh man, he's pretty relaxed, laid back kind of like chill guy. So like not as like crazy party animal as I first thought. Because I forgot if it was like, I don't know who says like Bernard or someone was like, dude, man, gotta hit up Chris. He be hanging out with them girls. I forgot those. There were those like Filipino girls. I forget their names, but they all hang out with each other, and they're like on the other side of Oaks. And then I remember you knew them and stuff, and hang out with them sometimes.
In the dorms.
I think they were like in the dorms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember them, but
we won't say any names.
Yeah, no names, but
No, we won't talk. We won't.
But Bernard would like say that stuff. Like, dude, get Christy like introduce.
But yeah, I think part of the reason why I'm a pretty chill guy is like I have a lot of interests. Right? I'm not like really hardcore into like one thing. Or I feel like I know a little bit about a lot. And so if I do know a little bit about a lot, I feel like I can, I could like vibe with pretty much anyone.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that's what gives off the chill vibe, I think. But like I've always thought I was like pretty introvert. Like I don't
Yeah, so like I didn't come up first impression, didn't think like that. But
introvert.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't imagine like someone I would say that would be like Marlon, like first first impression. Well, like first impression, like but you became more less than that as you got older. But
yeah.
same with Bernard. But
well, I appreciate it. I think there were some compliments in there, but
of course,
appreciate it. Who do you see on the regular, and who are people that you still talk to that like I know? I think you get this question like all the time, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's I don't know, it's similar for a lot of people, but like physical scene, not too many people to be honest. Well, one, we're in quarantine right now, but like regularly, it's more just text messages and like WhatsApp, chatting, keeping in touch, talk about random shit. But I guess shit, especially when you're working and stuff, it's kind of hard to keep in touch with people.
Yeah,
you end up just probably socialize more with like your coworkers or the people I don't know, your gym buddy or whoever who has a similar routine as you, which is kind of sad because a lot of times I do miss like I'll just use like Santa Cruz as an example because everyone lives so close. You can just like hit them up, drop by.
Yeah, dude. Stuff. I mean, we had like a lot of time before.
Yeah. I know. It's different too, but there's a difference when like you have people who live near you, like because I moved to Concord or Martinez, and then like I don't know anyone around here. I do know like some people from like one guy from high school, but like and sometimes chat with him a little bit. But like ever since I moved out here and started working, it's mostly just socialize with work. Then like occasionally, like when we hang out like either a few times or every year, something like that.
Yeah.
And then just keep in touch through like messaging and whatnot. And plus, like John and Connor, they got a kid now and stuff. So that's like a whole nother thing. And then but like I also keep in touch with like quite a bit of my high school friends that just because they live nearby my parents. It's just easy to see them.
So how often do you see those guys?
Not as often too, just like kind of similar. So it's like similar as like you guys, but like some of them I would see more often because some of them work near where I work. But yeah. I think when everyone's working, everyone's kind of like in their own like routine and work life, which is cool, but it's also kind of like
yeah.
You know what I
mean? I think it's cool that we like you, me, Connor, John, Harlan. Like we still hang out and like and
Oh yeah, I
every
mean, I
time.
think it's really good too because I know some people who like they don't have any connection with anyone that they like previously knew in like college or school, whatever, or acquaintances. Like then they just have their family, like they really social. Oh, and their coworkers, but not at like a more deeper level where you go and hang out with them, like to
Yeah.
grab a drink or something. But I know some people do have coworkers like that. But that's a really good thing too if you make like friendship
To
with
like hang out
coworkers too.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I think like I like hanging out with you guys. Not just because like I feel like doing something and I want to have some fun. Like I think at this point in my life, like we've already had like our fun, and
yeah.
usually when we hang out, we're just like talking about like we either talk about like our memories, like shit we used to do,
I know, right?
and
Like
then
old
we're
people
talking about
talking.
what we're doing like right now. And
Right.
at that point, when we get to that stage as a like conversation, it's kind of just we're doing it just to make sure that like one we're still sane in the head, like, and we're actually doing good, and there's no
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just
shit going
nice to
on.
check in. I mean, it doesn't have to be like
Yeah,
every
yeah.
day, every week,
And
but like,
I don't think you could like just do that with like, for example, you know, coworkers that you've been working
oh
with.
no,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
It's
It's
just
a
a
little
different thing,
different.
right?
Yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
different aspect to it.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with text, but like I think definitely like catching up every once in a while, like physically, is still really important.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like okay, so John and Connor, they got babies now. What about you? Like are you what are your plans?
Oh man, I can't talk about that right now. Actually,
Wait, what'd you say?
I can't talk about that subject right now. But I just say things will be moving forward. Like,
Okay, and let me rephrase it. Okay. We had I was
I'm on the. I'm
hey
trying.
Cindy.
Chris says hi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
can tell
why I
her about what we're doing later, but okay. So we were in the same stage before. We were like in college. Then we were kinda after college, we were getting like our careers launched and stuff.
Started right.
So how would you describe like this stage in your life? Like what does this moment mean to you in terms of where you want to end up? I don't know if you've ever thought about it. Like what is this part of the road called?
I got you. I got you.
Like obviously John and Connor, they got like they've got their married
they're
life, they've got their family.
right.
Like what is this for you? And maybe
Yeah.
I'll
So I kind of go a little bit reference like my last job a little bit, just because. So one thing that working at the job I left a few months ago, it made me when I was working there, it made me realize that um, I kind of when I was working there, I was on salary, and I was working like crazy long hours, weekends sometimes, and days it's like very
what were you
stressful.
doing? You talking about your software engineering job?
Yeah, I was working as a software engineer,
Yeah.
um, and like just working extremely long hours, weekends sometimes, and then like getting home like super late, like 9, 10 o'clock, and then um, you kind of get burnt out and then stressed, and then over time it might, depending on your situation. I mean, it does not for everyone, but it might actually start, or for me, it started affecting like my personal life a little bit, like
Yeah, good man.
yeah, like
Yeah, for sure.
like you got to kind of like so during that time, I kind of realized like I needed some, like I need a work-life balance. Like for sure, gonna put do your best job when you're at work. You put the time in, but there has to be like kind of separation from where you kind of like stop yourself and spend time with your loved ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the sad part is if you're working 24/7 and then you don't
You
even
get home and then you're
and you
just
don't
like
socialize
tired.
with your family or anyone. You get home, eat, sleep,
Yeah.
wake up,
You
everyone's
do it all
gone,
over
then you
again.
go over. Yeah, exactly. So that was the reason why I kind of left my last job, just because it was also a stressful environment, but that was kind of the work environment. And then it kind of just opened my eyes. The next place I want to look for is like I still need to want to continue to enhance my career because I was still kind of considering myself a new software engineer, and not brand new, but still.
What was that? 2 years. You got
Yeah,
2 years,
I just
right?
say I still got a lot of room for
I
growth
mean,
to
that's
learn more.
humble because I think if you spend 2 years as a software engineer, you know a lot. Like, I mean, honestly, like we could work anywhere. It's just that
Right.
we could work anywhere we want, right? But sometimes these companies, they have like shit up their ass and they want like a specific person
No, I know. They want
isn't there.
the one. They want the 2% out of like
Yeah. Yeah.
genius that will like excel
I mean, it's
or
all the
make
same
magic
shit.
happen.
You
But
know, they're not doing anything that's like
yeah.
really that hard, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm kind of talking it down. Like it is hard, but like anyone really could do it, and
Right.
we're just in a space that, well, for me, that I actually like doing it, you know. And
Yeah,
I put in the time and to learn it and stuff, and it's fun. But yeah,
exactly.
I wouldn't like discourage myself. Well, I'm not saying that you are, but like I wouldn't call myself a junior, but I would put it more like there's a lot you still wanna.
Yeah. So like, there's still a lot more I want to learn
Yeah.
in the field. I'll
Yeah,
put it that
yeah,
way.
and you don't want to be in that environment where they're just making you do shit that, and you feel like you're not learning.
Oh, yeah. So that was the other thing too. I stopped learning because everything was like kind of repetition, not
Yep.
learning anything new. And we
Yes.
weren't working on any like exciting project at the time too. But yeah, for my next goal is to kind of like find a place that has a good work balance, a better team and work environment, and like a team that I can also work well with, learn from, and then also provide any skills I can offer to them too. But the main thing I was trying to get there was the work-life balance, because I guess when if we were like in our 20s, early 20s, then I would say, yeah, go work your ass off, work long hours,
Sure. Yeah.
make all the money you want
We're
to make.
not 20 anymore. None
But
of us
then
are
like
20.
yeah, like now we're in our 30s.
We're all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude,
I know. And
it's not the same.
I think when you hit around this age, you
Can't
kind of
burn the
like
midnight oil anymore.
right. You start thinking about life a little differently. Like
Yeah.
Like your time is more precious, and
Exactly.
and like you kind of want to be in a more stress-free environment and just be more like happy with the life and environment you surround yourself with. So, and right now, but yeah, that's what I'm kind of aiming for. We'll just have to find out in the future and what happens.
See, yeah, I feel like everyone, even people in their 20s, like everyone has like some perspective on that. But the ideal is like you're using your time the way you want it to. Like we obviously know where we want to be outside of work and what the things that we love and want to do. For example, you got Cindy, you got like your hobbies. You still playing tennis and all that other stuff?
Not as often as I wish,
but
yeah.
What would you be doing outside of work then?
Dude, so see, that's the thing. When I was working, I didn't do nothing but work at gym, and then sometimes, like rarely basketball. Sometimes with some of my old high school buddies, but not much, because like what the schedule was like work, and then that work week goes, and then when it's the weekend, then you spend time with like your significant other. and then like that's the only time you actually spend time with them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
you can't really do other things because you don't have the time for it. Otherwise, you're kind of like neglecting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you thought about all that work you put in? Where does all that go towards, or where does that help? Where does that help you get to? You know what I mean? Well, you know what I'm talking
about? Yeah. So normally you do a lot of work and then you go on like a nice vacation for yourself to kind of like de-stress.
Well, you can't do that anymore.
But like, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
At least not for a while.
Yeah, check this out. One of Cindy's friends was planning to get married in Mexico in October. Cindy actually bought the flights already to go there and back.
In October.
The flight, the flights come back from Mexico got canceled, and then I believe the flights to go there got discounted, or but I think it's gonna get canceled too. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't think if you can fly out, but I don't think you can fly back as easily.
This year.
Yeah. I don't see it happening. So kind of see what happens.
I was hoping like December, like November, December.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, but
not really.
It's starting to look like that. The second wave might be a repeat of what happened in March. So.
Oh wow. I mean, everyone thinks that the second wave is going to happen.
I think there's high chance because if there were like some testimonies about the coronavirus going on from professional doctors.
Sure.
And then they kind of were like speaking differently than what like Trump kind of described the whole pandemic like. So it kind of gave a more realistic view on what's going on. It actually sounds way worse than what we see.
If we follow what the doctors are saying, and I'm assuming that the doctors are
I think most of them were saying we shouldn't reopen, but
then we would avoid it. But like that's gonna take a hit on the economy and everything.
Yep.
Right. And that's why
the economy's so screwed.
I'm not letting go of my short deltas. I could have actually. So I've been trading to the short side, like meaning I have bets that the S&P is going to go down, and I had a chance to like pull them out because they took like a massive, not massive, but it was a pretty steep dive, and I was thinking maybe I should buy in here and then maybe get back in if they go back up, but I don't know. I'm so like I don't want to take off that protection because that's my only protection if it goes down. So.
I think.
Anyways,
I
was going off topic. Okay, so you're working. You're trying to find a job that
that provides a good work balance.
We can find really good salary in pretty much any software engineering job.
Like that was another thing that kind of changed my viewpoint too. Like when I realized like the money isn't everything, like the salary.
Dude, I am on the same
boat. Because trust me, I was making good money, and then but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy though.
Oh no.
And then I think as long as you're like financially smart with the money you have, I mean, unless you're a big spender, but I'm not actually. I don't spend that much, so most of it's like saved. So and then recently I started moving into stocks, but I just realized like I would be satisfied with more like stress-free, a job I enjoy being at, and get paid less. But
you would make that trade-off, right?
Yeah. I mean that's a trade-off.
You're doing a job that you like,
but for sure, you want to value your skills for whichever job you're aiming for. But just it gave me another perspective, like. I'm not gonna work my ass off, if it causes issue with my like personal life. Yeah.
Right. So I'll add to that. I think so for me, like I feel happiest when I'm doing something that I want to do. Like maybe
Yeah.
it's something, it could be something that I'm just interested in. Like I've been able to be happy at my work, but like from the big picture of it, like I knew that working for like, I just needed to step away, I think, from the entire industry. Like working for someone else's goals, just, I don't know. I just lost motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Motivation
I
is a
just
key
wasn't
thing.
happy even finishing projects anymore. Like we finished this huge project, everyone was really happy. I honestly didn't really give a shit. Like, yeah, we're done, but whatever.
I know that feeling
I
too. Yeah, I know
I
that
don't
feeling
feel
too.
like I got much to gain from it. Yeah, it was a good experience, but
Yeah.
I don't I don't necessarily do stuff just for the experience. Like I'm digging a little deeper here. Like I want a little bit more. So like projects that I thought of or have wanted to do, like even just starting it or thinking about it, that's what makes me happy. At least at this moment. The thing is, I'm not getting paid to do any of that stuff, and that's why I don't mind going back to work, because now I've found projects that I think I'm gonna keep doing. Speaking
Mhm.
of projects, I would suggest you try to think of stuff too, like that could be that you would want to do outside of work, because you never know, man. You could be like, I know you're just saying like, oh, I just want to find work-life balance, but I mean, anyone could think of something and then be passionate, and make the next, you know, come up with a really cool idea, and
For
build.
sure, for
It
sure.
just all depends if you want to actually.
No, no, it definitely crosses your mind. Or you think about it a little more, especially when you're not working.
Yeah,
You're like you have a little more time on your hands, and you're like, man, I might have enough, cash to maybe start my own business or something.
yeah. No,
That came across a few times
you.
while I was on my break, but or while I'm still on my break. But those are like some pretty challenging
I'll
things
I'll tell
to
you
come
this.
across.
Like with 2 years experience, such as yourself, you could do anything if you wanted to. But that's the thing. Like you don't know if you would want to, because it would probably be really hard too. That's the other
Yeah, yeah, no,
the other
it's
catch.
another challenge. Yeah,
It's not going to be a walk in the park. So, but you know enough to at least get yourself started, and then hit a few walls, hopefully break through. So there's always that. And then I think about the same thing too. Like I feel like I want to do something a little bit more creative, and I feel like I need to have that balance of technical work and creative work.
yeah,
That's where I'm at. What is what does the job help you achieve?
yeah. I mean, the main thing is, I think now that we're older, um, you start thinking more of like settling down and stuff, and
Settling down. Okay,
kind of
what
like
does that mean?
maybe not like settling down, but like have your own house and everything.
So
Kind
like
of,
kind of you okay, I think I know what you're getting.
but
You're developing like a certain lifestyle that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you want.
I mean, like the place I live right now, like Cindy owns it already. We pay the mortgage, but I think what my goal, like as I continue to work, is to find other sources of like passive income. Like try to find ways to do that. So then, the main goal is to retire early. So
Gotcha. To not
yeah,
work at all. Be
yeah,
financially
yeah. I mean,
independent.
that's the ultimate goal, at least
That is,
for my
you
part.
don't have to. You
Retire
know,
when you're
you
like
know what you
50
know
or
what passive
40.
income means, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just it's there and it just comes
Keeps
in.
going. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
You
on
can get
like
there.
property or
Exactly. Yeah,
or even stocks with dividends or something. But
yeah. Dude, I still to this day have not um, purchased stock. in terms of investing or
Dividend.
dividends.
Yeah.
I'm a little stubborn.
You're a trader, man. That's why.
Yeah, I feel like I should. I mean, it was kind of a good time to do it.
You know what you do? You just create a side account and another brokerage account just for that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do if I get another job. I'm just gonna put like $500 like a week into like the stuff, and then not pay attention to it after like a few years. Did I say I wanted to ask you about dating?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so you're cool with. I really want to get you and Cindy to chat together with me. If that's cool with you, you think she'd be down?
Maybe another time.
Of course, yeah.
I'd have to ask.
Okay, do that. Okay, what do I want to ask about dating? I mean, you've always dated, right? Like,
yeah.
Have you?
Not a crazy amount as some people, but yeah, I have a fair share.
Yeah.
How did you meet? How did you end up meeting what's the girl's name?
Her name is Kat.
How do you guys meet?
Coffee Meets Bagel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and one of my buddies, a close friend too, he actually met someone like last December when he went to the Philippines, and then they chat a lot, I guess, on like Instagram. But they stay connected. I guess they FaceTime or I don't know, video chat stuff.
Yeah, that's how we kind of talk. Like we text, but it's funner like to like actually talk because then you get like their full attention and you just
for sure.
Talk about whatever. Right now we're playing a game. I kind of mentioned this. So playing this game called We're Not Really Strangers, where there's different levels, and on each level there's a set of cards that have questions on them, and then you kind of take turns answering questions.
Is that an app? It's on an app?
It's a card game. So got a box of cards, and for example, they have like questions on them, right? And then you just take turns answering them.
Oh my god! What if you get all of them wrong? Like.
Oh no! They're not. There's no right or wrong answer. It's more like sharing.
Oh, you're sharing information of each other, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. But the way they're phrased is different in each level, right?
It's kind of cool.
And then maybe we could like, yeah. I don't know how. You haven't like dated in a while though.
No, so that's why I wasn't sure if I'd be a good candidate for that guy.
Well, you. Okay.
But I mean, I've done the stuff, been there, done that.
Yeah. But, when would you say? Okay, how long ago? When was the last time you were dating? It was probably when you were dating Cindy, right? When was that?
Yeah, no, it's like 10 years, dude.
10 years?
Yeah, no, it's been a while, dude.
Damn. Okay, but maybe we shouldn't talk about dating.
Yeah. I am a little curious on what kind of question you're going to ask, though.
Well, okay, I'm going to just read them because I can't really think of. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on marriage? Like, just any thoughts on it? What do you?
Okay.
What do you think of marriage?
That was a very interesting one, and in my opinion, I feel like 10 years ago you have a different perspective of it than you do now.
True.
Yeah.
For so sure. What was it?
Well, I think 10 years ago you would be more for it, like the normal, you wedding. Graduate, get a job, have a wedding, married. While you're like early 20s or something like that, right away, or maybe like even like maybe a year after you're with someone, or I don't know, depending. I mean, it depends on people, but like I think in this day of age, like I guess you would say millennials.
Sure.
Like I would say they have like a different perspective of it. Like it's just a tag, right? Like
it's paperwork.
Yeah, just paperwork.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's interesting.
But I mean, and then there are benefits for it, but like
tax benefits.
Yeah, tax.
Legal benefits. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would say I'm more in between, but I feel like there's no rush unless.
Because you've been dating for like 10 years. If you get married now, I think what you're saying is like, how is that going to change anything?
Oh yeah.
Is that what
So
you're
yeah,
saying?
no. Thought about that completely, and actually, it wouldn't change anything, like literally at all. It will literally just be, the celebration, and then it'll,
To tie the knot. The idea is
yeah, yeah.
put the
Um,
ring. You're
but
telling
but
everyone,
like,
hey, you know what? We're actually gonna. We've decided to be with each other for the rest of the life, and we're like,
I
yeah,
know,
we
but like,
actually know that already.
yeah, but like 100%, like it would no change at all.
But doesn't that kind of? I mean, okay, marriage used to be a pretty big, like, step, right, in people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, it still is. I mean, like even I would see it as like a major thing still. Like
Yeah.
even though I don't think
After all
anything,
that you just said, like, it
yeah,
wouldn't
no,
change
like
anything.
even though nothing would change, right? But in the back of your mind, if you're a loyal person, you treat a loyal person, you're you already know who you'd be with, but then like you're just kind of like tying the knot, like you said, and
So there's meaning in
there,
that,
yeah.
right?
So
There's definitely
like,
meaning. So that
yeah,
meaning is still missing then in your relationship, unless.
uh,
I'm
no, yeah. No, you're right. No, I mean like it's
calling
no,
you
no,
out,
no,
dude.
no, 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 no. It's there. It's just the right timing is the timing. Um, but yeah, there's a very particular subject that and it's a little hard.
You know your door's open, right? Like,
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like family,
should,
FYI.
should we go on a different topic? Okay, well,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Yes, yes. But
is
you understand my perspective. So my perspective is never change. But I do believe is to the common majority, in my opinion, I would say the younger has a different perspective than maybe 10 years ago.
so
Like
like,
maybe I would say 10 years more traditional, and today it's not as uh, people don't feel as strongly about it.
you know, my friend posted on his Facebook story, um, and he's quoting someone else. I think it was like a pastor or something. I don't know what he was, but he said only in California can you. You know what? I need to look for it. Hold on. It went something like only in California can two people live together and sleep together and get married and nothing would change or something like that.
It's interesting.
Let me see if I can find it. It's gone. Ah, man, I should have. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, but I don't know. So I'm wondering too, like, I wonder why it's changed. And I kind of wanted to say, like, doesn't it kind of? It feels like it's settled,
Yeah,
right? Like
it
it's kind of lost
yeah,
its
it lost its
luster.
excitement. Yeah, I do agree with that. It's in some ways. Well, because like here's another thing. Yeah, you're supposed to have like a giant celebration, right? But that also costs us a lot of money.
You know, it's the girl's family who's supposed to pay for it, right?
No, well, I don't know, but I feel like it's.
That's
I don't.
traditional. If you're going traditional route, it's the guy who takes care of the female in terms of
Yeah.
finances the rest of their life,
Interesting.
but it's the girl who pays for the wedding.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah,
don't know if
actually,
it's like that still, but
yeah,
I
that's interesting.
heard, you know,
I
that was
know my coworker who is Indian. That was the way it's done too.
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned hers was like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What's your perspective?
I'm conservative. I think I changed. I changed. I used to, I used to be cool with like the whole try it before you buy it thing.
That's pretty much what it is, right?
To see, let me assess my risk of investment here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's
See if I
pretty
can
much
live
it.
with
Yes,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. But I've always had high ideals for what marriage is, and I think there's a lot of meaning to it that I hold, and I think it should be. I still think it's special. I think it should be special, and it definitely should be for the right person, right?
Yeah. Totally
I'm
agree.
not
100%.
I'm gonna have a different perspective because I haven't been in a relationship. I never did the whole like live with my girlfriend thing. So in a way, I still have the same views of marriage that I had when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So that hasn't changed. But it's interesting getting your perspective.
Yeah. I mean, trust
It's
me, when
different for
you
you.
like, I mean, when you live with each other, things definitely get.
Yeah. No, I don't plan on doing that. I mean,
But I mean,
I'll go as far as like, oh, maybe we'll go on a trip together. But we'll stay at a hotel. But we're not like living together.
yeah, no.
Stuff and sharing all these things. Like,
Maybe down the road.
I don't know. But
Someday, maybe.
Yeah. So like a friend told me like, we were kind of not really debating, but sharing each other's thoughts and views. And she was saying like, it was really special for her to get married and really special for the two of them to start a life together, like actually walking through the door together as husband and wife for the first time, doing everything for the first time, knowing that they were like in it for the long run. It's risky, obviously. And I think that's why they end up cherishing it more. And I feel like if more people saw it that way and not think of it as like
I can see
an
that.
ROI,
But I mean,
like I can argue that. I mean,
it's a little both ways.
Yeah, but yeah, you just gotta.
It's an interesting topic.
You just have to buy into it. I feel like. I mean, that's how so many people did it before, and I think that's why there's a lot of divorces.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to mention that, but that is like another thing I remember.
I think.
Okay.
Oh man, we'll save that for another time. I think I gotta prepare some.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious when. I'm pretty sure Connor probably has the opposite of me too. Maybe. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, he wasn't in a relationship for 10 years. That's for sure.
He did go to another country and then just like start a life, right? Yeah, I mean, like that's another thing. It's also depending on your environment, right? Where you're at, how it influences your perspective.
Yeah, but yeah, short answer for me. I don't know. Okay. Hasn't really changed.
I mean, it makes sense the way you kind of like described it, like your reasoning. Like I understand it, respect it.
For sure. Cool. I think at one point you probably thought the same thing.
I know, like, like I would say in some cases I would imagine you like try it before you test it out. But then I don't know. I feel like in the back of your mind, you're probably more traditional in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, for sure more than me at least. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe from your background and stuff too. But
that is definitely my plan. And that's how I grew up, and that's how I always did it. And I mean, yeah, like I said, like I think that whole that's crossed my mind, but I've never gotten to that stage to make that decision. So Yeah. Actually, I never came close. So, yeah.
We're not that old yet. So.
Okay, I got one more question, and then I got curveballs if you want to try those. What's the biggest decision you have to make this year?
Like 2020?
Yeah. What's something that you need to decide? Or what are some choices you need to make?
Can I type it?
You want to send it to me?
I'm gonna type it.
Okay. The suspense. See, that's why I wanted to talk about all this stuff. Like
But I can't. That's why I said I can't. Timing is not working in that paper.
Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff that's gone on, and but that would be another story. Like another.
Tell me what you think is happening in the stock market.
So I'm a little mixer because a couple weeks back I was thinking the market's gonna crash again. I feel like we're in a recession. Economy's
not opening up.
Yeah, economy's not. Right. I mean, they are opening up a little bit right now, but like it's not flowing, and it's mixed with different states. I feel like the policies and guidelines are taken too softly. So I feel like repeat's gonna. I mean, if you listen to all the professionals or doctors, they all state like it's not really a smart idea to reopen. If they had the option, they would delay it longer. And we are not like the virus is not like contained. It's people are still dying to this day. United States has the highest numbers and like everything. I do feel like after learning more about it, that the economy is gonna have to reclose possibly. So I did sell off some of my stocks, not all of it, but some that I had some profit, and just kind of sold the ones I didn't care too much about, just in case that you have some cash on hand. But I do feel like it's gonna drop again, and then my in between feeling about it is, I kind of feel like the Feds are doing a lot to prevent it from dropping.
Yeah.
And like sure. I kind of feel like the market is kind of like artificial right now, where like it doesn't seem realistic, and like some days you hear bad news and like the market just stays up, it grows and doesn't make sense. And no one, I'm pretty sure. I mean, like I don't know too much on stocks and stuff, but I'm pretty sure not a lot of people are like even like heavy investors. I don't imagine them buying anything right now, and it still goes up. Even companies that like don't have a strong balance sheet is going up, or like don't have a strong future are still going up. So I mean, like someone's buying it by now, right? So I do think it's going to go down. However, I don't really feel it's going to go lower than like the March low. I think it might go like it'll go low, but maybe in between. I think the Feds will prevent it from going like that low. Yeah. But I do feel like we're due for a downtrend, because it's just been going up for like the past month or so, or two.
It went up.
Month and a half.
It went up. For people who don't know, it went up from the lows, and it's kind of been at this range for a while.
It's been at this range for a while, right?
3 or 4 weeks. It's been stuck in this range, and it looks, like you said, propped up. Every time it goes down, it seems like it just wants to come back up, but it's not going anywhere. It hasn't like.
Yeah, I mean, like I thought yesterday, or was it yesterday morning, I thought we were gonna finally see I think S&P at like 2,770 or something. I thought it was gonna go below that. Yeah, and then all of a sudden midday it's up back to 2,850. Yeah, I'm just like.
I kind of wasn't paying attention because I had a signal in my mind to buy back.
And I feel like you kind of called it too, because I remember you text message in the chat convo, like you were like, well, let's see if people are gonna buy the dip today, and then I was like, I didn't think people were gonna buy it, and then
No,
everyone bought it.
what it
Well,
was
it's either someone bought the dip or the Feds did something, or like
what
money
it
was
was
pumped.
is I feel like it went down really fast, and
It
then
did, yeah, it went
and
down.
then
Like
it
the first 10, 15 minutes, it went down, and then it just went way up
yeah.
from
I
there
think that
on.
was what I saw. Like I saw that it was oversold, and then at that trigger, I think a lot of people decided to step in.
Yeah, I did see some stuff too. I mean, there were some stocks that stood out, but I didn't jump on too much, and I kind of regret it
Yeah. But
because there were
I'm
some
with you.
definitely.
I think you made some really good points. Like I'm with you. Like there's a lot of uncertainty still. Like
Yeah,
volatility is pretty. It came off a lot, but it's still pretty high. Like there's a lot of moves, but I think it'd be worrisome. Like that's the fear. I think people are downplaying the possibility of
yeah. I mean,
a
and then
wave,
the other
and
thing
that's what
is,
scares me.
I think I don't know Warren Buffett, but the other thing is like a lot of businesses are gonna have to change the way they operate.
Yeah,
Restaurants, like my friend owns a restaurant,
yeah,
he won't be able to let the same amount of customers in. They're gonna have less
yeah,
tables,
yeah.
and
Shoot,
like
it's crazy.
the same thing with airplanes. Traveling. I imagine less service, and then the cost is still high. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna go.
Ooh, I don't know.
But yeah, right now I'm like kind of just trying to sit on the sidelines and just. I mean, I kind of hope the market goes down just so I could reinvest more
Yeah.
later. But
Now you're starting to think like a trader.
yeah,
Looking for opportunity.
but I kind of got rid of like my dead weight stocks that I don't believe in for the long term, but
Sure.
kind of
Yeah.
just trading for or doing
Just to
swing
see,
trading
just
to make
to
some
watch
quick
them.
money. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, after what to kind of wrap up what you were just saying, like, okay, fundamentally, none of this makes sense that the stock market keeps going up. Like, just the whole thing with like economy and stuff. So, yeah, you do know I don't really look at fundamentals. I mean, I look at a little bit of technical, but to me, it's kind of just emotion and feeling. Like I don't really go off of.
Yeah, that's kind of surprised me because I imagine you do some work.
No, not really. I mean,
For
I
me,
have. There's some. I look at indicators just to give me a better picture of what I think is happening. But that's a little technical. But really, it's just price. I mean, if anything, it's like math
same for
based.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
do I think this stock has a chance to go up? This percentage in this amount of time, for example, or do I
right.
think like um, it's overbought or oversold?
Yeah. So I just
So,
track the ones I've been watching for like a couple weeks, and then if I see it go to a certain
yeah.
point, and then try to stay up to date
I
with
prefer
like
it that way.
news.
I mean, the way my style pretty much, I don't need to be right all the time. Like I can, because the way I trade options, like I'm playing the premium game mostly. So, and that's just for another topic. If you want to get into that, do you believe in a higher power? It's not. It's a heavy question, but it kind of yes or no, and you can go as deep as you want into it.
um, God, I don't know what to say about that. I think I'm like in between. I kind of feel like there is, but I feel like you won't know until you die. So,
Okay.
let's
Have you yes or no question. Have you thought about what the reason is for things? Like what's the reason? Do you think things happen for a reason?
uh, in short, yes. I think things just play out the way it is for a reason. Like
That's
how it
kind of what
happens.
I think a higher power is kind of entails, right? That's how most people see like okay, it's there because it's in kind of in control or overseeing. But I see it as like there's a bigger meaning to things, and that's what I'm trying to get at. So it sounds like in between, but you might be leaning towards there is.
I would lean more to there is, I guess, but like not like a crazy like believer. I mean,
I think you just don't think about it.
I don't think about it as much, but I do believe you. You know, what you said, like things happen for a reason, like 100%.
That's the start. Like if
Like I do believe that, like that phrase. You know.
that's a start. That's where a lot of conversations start in terms of, you know, believing there's a higher power. I mean, so the stock market is a perfect example of it. Like it has a mind of its own. Like you don't know
Okay, yeah,
why things do what they do. Like no one can predict it, but it still feels like something is, you know, influencing it that's out of your control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is a pretty cool question. What part of your life would you live again if you could?
Easy college.
Yeah. All 4 years.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought about it so many times as I gotten older, and I'm like, I would relive it and do things a little differently. But I enjoyed my time. But
would you relive it the same exact way?
I would. If I had the choice, yeah, I would do. I would relive the same. But
just
it would be kind of
like,
cool.
Have that experience again.
Yeah, just yeah. I didn't realize how
the nostalgia, man. It's so great. That's why I like hanging out with you guys, because like
I think during that time
about it, it's like, oh man.
During that time, I think I was like the most stress-free probably in my life, I guess.
No, it was a good time, right?
Yeah.
Like we were really free, and we were actually trying to achieve like goals and stuff. So it was like a perfect balance of that.
Yeah.
So, plus, we had a lot of energy to do.
Yeah. Definitely don't have the same kind of energy as back then. This off topic, but like interview. I mean, like for a job, it doesn't matter so much on like the tooling, right? It's just passing the challenges of the coding interview. Or
yeah,
they'll just ask you if you know used it, done it.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. In terms of like what you've done, you know, I think they use that as a way to get like, are you a master of what you put on your resume or not?
Yeah.
So whatever you put on your resume, you should know it like it's the back of your hand. If you don't know it, you should think about not putting it on your resume.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. But the whole game is your dog.
Yeah, my dog's jumping too now. Wants my attention.
Yeah, the whole thing is just trying to impress like the interviewer, and
Gotcha.
if, you know, the interviewer is looking for a certain type, then you know what, then it's just luck at that point. But if the interviewer is, you know, really honestly trying to get to know you and is open to, you know, understanding and knowing you as a person, then it's a little bit different. You know, then you can, you know, you could show off your soft skills rather than your technical skills. But if it's always purely technical, then, you know, they're all trained to find something in particular, and it's just whether or not you fit that mold.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We'll talk again. Thanks for doing this. And for sure we'll do something again.
Yeah.
Like other people.
Sounds good, man. This is
right, bro.
a lot of fun. All
right,
man. Catch
Have
you
a good
later.
weekend, man.
Peace. You too.